Hey everyone! That looks amazing.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Leah Daily English. I'm so happy you're here with us today. This is Simple English Talks, the place where we help you speak English like a real person, not like a textbook.
Hey everyone, James here. Great to see you all again. And honestly, today is such a good day because I just had the most amazing cup of coffee. I'm feeling very energized and very ready to teach.
Oh, I need coffee too before we start. But you know what? I'm already excited because today's topic is one I wish someone had explained to me clearly a long time ago.
That's right. Today we're talking about two very important words in English, should and must. You've probably heard both of them, but do you really know when to use each one?
A lot of learners mix these two up all the time. And honestly, even some advanced speakers aren't totally sure about the difference. But by the end of today's episode, you're going to feel completely confident using both words.
You'll know when to use should to give advice or suggestions, when must means something is really, truly necessary, and how the feeling and strength of each word is totally different.
So here's our first question for you. Leave a comment below. Tell us, which word do you use more right now? Should or must? We'd love to know.
Yes, write it in the comments. We read every single one. And if you're new here, welcome. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on Simple English Talks so you never miss an episode. It's free, and it really helps us keep making content for you.
It really does mean so much to us. Okay, are you ready? Let's dive in and talk about should first.
Let's do it! Starting with the basics, what does should actually mean, and how do you use it? Let's go!
Okay, so let's start with should. Should is a modal verb. Modal verbs are special helper verbs in English that express things like possibility, ability, permission, or obligation. And should is the one we use when we want to talk about advice, suggestions, or what we think is a good idea.
Right, and the structure is really simple. It's just subject plus should plus base verb. No changes, no complicated forms. For example, you should drink more water. He should call his mom. We should leave early.
See how easy that is? The verb after should never changes. You don't say you should drinks or he should calling. It's always the simple base form. You should drink. He should call. Simple.
Let me give you a few more examples so you can really hear how it sounds. You should study every day if you want to improve. She should see a doctor about that cough. They should apologize. I think you should take this job. It sounds great.
I love that last one because should often sounds like friendly advice, right? Like when a good friend tells you what they think is best for you. It's not a command. It's more like, hey, I think this is a good idea for you.
Exactly. And that's the key feeling of should. It's a recommendation. It's saying something is the right or smart or healthy thing to do. But you're not forcing anyone. The person still has a choice.
So, for example, if my friend asks, what should I eat for breakfast? I might say, you should try eggs. They give you a lot of energy. I'm giving a suggestion. I'm not saying you have to eat eggs or something terrible will happen.
Right. Now, what about the negative form? This is really important. To make should negative, you just add not. So it becomes should not, or in natural everyday speech, we say shouldn't. You shouldn't eat so much sugar. He shouldn't drive if he's tired. We shouldn't be late.
Shouldn't is so useful. It means it's not a good idea, or I advise against that. Again, it's advice, not a rule. Like, you shouldn't stay up so late is me telling a friend that it's probably not good for them. But I'm not their boss.
Now here's a little practice for you. Pause this episode for a second and try to say 3 sentences with should. Think about your own life. What should you do more of? What should you do less of? Say it out loud. Can you do it? Go ahead and try.
Great job. And here is something interesting. We also use should to talk about expectations. Like, The package should arrive tomorrow. That means I expect it to arrive. I'm not sure, but I think it will. So should can express expectation too, not just advice.
Wow, yes. So to recap this section, should is used for advice, suggestions, and expectations. The structure is subject plus should plus base verb. The negative is shouldn't. And the key feeling is this is a good idea, but you have a choice. Coming up next, must.
All right, now let's talk about must. And right away, I want you to feel the difference in energy. Should is like a friendly friend giving advice. Must is more serious. It's stronger. When something is absolutely necessary, when there's really no other option, that's when we use must. Great way to put it. And again, the structure is simple. Subject plus must plus base verb. You must wear a seatbelt. Students must submit their homework by Friday. Employees must wear an ID badge. You hear that? These aren't suggestions. These are requirements.
Exactly. And you'll notice that must often shows up in rules, laws, instructions, and official announcements. Think about signs you see in public places. Visitors must sign in at reception. Passengers must have a valid ticket. These are rules that everyone has to follow.
And must also expresses personal, strong feelings of necessity. Not just official rules, but things you feel strongly about. Like if I say, you must try this restaurant. It's incredible. I'm not making a law, but I feel so strongly that I want you to experience it. The strength is coming from my excitement.
Oh, I love that. So must can come from an outside rule or from a strong personal feeling. Both are about necessity, but the source is different.
Now, let's talk about formal versus informal. In everyday conversation, especially in American English, people often use have to instead of must. I have to go now. You have to try this. She has to be at work by 9. Must and have to are very similar in meaning, but must often sounds a bit more formal or serious.
Right. So if you're writing a contract, a school policy, or official instructions, you'd probably see must. But with friends, you'd more likely say, I have to, or I've got to. Good tip to remember.
Now, the negative form of must. This is where things get really interesting, so pay attention. Must not, or mustn't, means it is absolutely not allowed. It's a prohibition. For example, you must not enter this area. Students mustn't use phones during the exam. This is very strong. It means no, not allowed, forbidden.
And this is a big difference from shouldn't. Shouldn't means it's not a good idea. Mustn't means it's forbidden. It's not allowed. Don't do it. The levels are completely different.
Here's a quick practice. Think about your school, your job, or your home. What's a rule that uses must? Write it in the comments below. For example, at my job, we must be on time. Or at school, students must wear a uniform. Tell us yours. We'd love to read them.
I love reading your comments. Okay, let me give you 3 tips to remember the difference so far. First, should is for advice and suggestions. Second, must is for strong necessity and rules. Third, mustn't means forbidden, while shouldn't means not a good idea. Write those 3 down.
Perfect summary. So must comes from either an external rule or a very strong personal feeling of necessity. It's stronger, more serious, and often more formal than should. Great work, everyone. Let's keep going.
Okay, we've looked at should and must separately. Now let's put them together and look at real-life situations where you might use one, the other, or even both. This is where it really gets fun and practical.
Right, because in real life, you don't just practice one word at a time. You make choices. Should I use should here, or is this a must situation? Let's practice that thinking together.
Let's take a health situation. Imagine your friend is sick. You might say, you should rest and drink lots of water. That's advice, good ideas to feel better. But if the doctor says you must take this medication every day, that's a requirement. Skipping it could be dangerous.
Love that example. Same topic, completely different levels of importance. Another one, driving. You should keep your car clean. That's a nice suggestion. But you must wear a seatbelt? That's the law. No choice there.
And notice how your tone of voice changes too. When you say should, you can sound light, friendly, casual. You should try that cafe. When you say must, your voice naturally gets a little more serious, a little firmer. You must carry your passport at all times. Try it. Say both out loud and notice how your voice changes.
That's such a great point. The words carry their meaning even in how we say them. Native speakers naturally adjust their tone.
Now, let me give you a little me practice between the two of us. I'll describe a situation, and you give me the right sentence. Ready?
Ready.
Okay. I'm going to a job interview tomorrow. What do you think?
You should arrive a few minutes early, and you should prepare some questions to ask them.
Good. Now, it's a government building. There's a sign on the door. What does it probably say?
All visitors must show valid ID, or you must sign in at the front desk. Exactly. Official rule. So we use must.
Perfect. Now you try it at home. Think of a place you know well. Your school, your office, a hospital, a restaurant. What are the should suggestions and what are the must rules in that place? Say them out loud. Seriously, speaking out loud makes a huge difference for your fluency.
Yes. Don't be shy. Nobody's listening. Well, except us, and we think you're doing amazing. And here's a structure to review. For advice and suggestions, use should plus base verb. For strong necessity and rules, use must plus base verb. For not allowed, use mustn't. For not a good idea, use shouldn't. You've got this.
Okay, now it's time for one of my favorite parts, common mistakes. And look, I have to be honest, I made some of these mistakes myself when I was learning, and that's completely okay. Mistakes are how we learn. So let's look at the most common ones together.
Mistake number 1, confusing shouldn't and mustn't. This is really the big one. People say, you shouldn't enter this area, when they mean it's actually forbidden, like a restricted area or a danger zone. That's too weak. In that situation, you need mustn't or must not.
Here's the side by side. Incorrect, you shouldn't smoke in here if smoking is legally banned. Correct, you must not smoke in here. Why is the first one weak? Because shouldn't sounds like it's just advice. Like maybe don't do it, but it's up to you. When it's a real rule or law, you need the stronger word.
Mistake number 2, adding to after must. So people say, you must to go now. That's wrong. Must is already a modal verb. It doesn't need to. The correct sentence is simply, you must go now. No to. This is a really common error, especially if your first language uses a similar structure with to.
Ah, yes. And the same goes for should. No to. Not you should to call her, just you should call her. Simple. Modal verb plus base verb. No to in the middle.
Mistake number 3, using must in questions when should sounds more natural. So learners sometimes ask, must I do this? When in everyday conversation, it sounds very stiff and formal. In natural English, you'd more likely say, should I do this? Or do I have to do this? Must in questions is possible, but it's quite formal. You'd mostly see it in official or written contexts.
So instead of must I attend the meeting, say should I attend the meeting? Or do I have to attend the meeting? So much more natural.
Mistake number 4, using should when the situation is really urgent or serious. Like if someone's having a medical emergency, you don't say, you should call an ambulance. You say, you must call an ambulance right now. The situation demands must. Should is too casual for a real emergency.
Okay, here's a funny one for you. Imagine your friend is about to eat food that has been in the fridge for 2 weeks. You don't say, you should probably not eat that. You say, you must not eat that. Throw it away. Sometimes the strength of the word is everything.
For each of these mistake types, here's a quick practice. Take a sentence with the wrong word and fix it. Number 1, students shouldn't copy each other's work. Is that strong enough for a school rule? No. Change it to students must not copy each other's work. Practice that kind of swap. It really trains your brain.
And listen, everyone makes mistakes, especially with modal verbs. Even native speakers sometimes pause and think about which one to use. The important thing is that you're learning, you're noticing, and you're getting better every single day. Be proud of yourself for that.
Absolutely. The fact that you're here, learning right now, that's already amazing. Don't let fear of mistakes stop you from speaking. Every mistake is just a step forward. You've got this.
All right, it's time for our favorite activity. Choose the correct sentence. I'm going to give you 2 options, and you decide which one sounds correct. Say your answer out loud, okay? Don't just think it. Say it.
Speaking out loud is so important. It builds the muscle memory in your mouth and brain. Even if you're alone, just say it.
Okay, situation 1. You're giving your friend advice about studying for an exam. Which is better? Option A, you must study every chapter. Or option B, you should study every chapter.
Option B sounds more natural here. You're giving advice to a friend. That's should territory. Unless there's a very strict exam rule, you'd say should. It's friendly and helpful.
Situation 2. There's a sign at a hospital. Which is correct? Option A, visitors should wear a mask. Option B, visitors must wear a mask.
Option B, must. This is an official hospital rule. It's not a suggestion. Everyone has to follow it. Great one.
Situation 3. Your little brother wants to touch a hot stove. What do you say? Option A, you shouldn't touch that. Option B, you must not touch that.
Option B, absolutely. This is urgent, dangerous, and very important. Must not is the right choice. Shouldn't would sound way too calm for that situation.
Situation 4. Your coworker asks if they should send an email or call the client. You say, Option A, you must call them. Option B, I think you should call them.
Option B is much more natural here. It's your opinion, a suggestion in a work context. You're not making a rule. I think you should is polite, friendly, and collaborative.
Now here's your challenge. Write your own sentence in the comments using should or must. It can be anything from your own life. I should, or I must, or even tell us when you use these words. We love reading your responses.
And remember, there's no such thing as a perfect sentence. What matters is that you try. Real conversation beats perfection every single time. The more you practice, the more natural it gets.
Wow, what an episode! I'm honestly so proud of everyone listening right now because should and must are not easy, but you did it. Let's do a quick review of everything we covered today.
We covered 3 big things. First, should is used for advice, suggestions, and expectations. It's friendly and it means this is a good idea. Second, must is used for strong necessity, rules, and obligations. It means this is required. Third, shouldn't means not a good idea, but mustn't means not allowed. And that difference is really important.
And we also talked about using them together in real situations. Health, driving, work, school. The more you think about the context and the feeling behind the word, the more naturally you'll choose the right one.
Here's a question for you to think about before our next episode. In your daily life, what's something you should do but often don't? And what's something you absolutely must do every day? Think about it. and share in the comments. It's great English practice, and we love hearing about your lives.
We really do. And don't forget, if you learned something new today, please give this episode a like and share it with a friend who's also learning English. Every share helps us reach more learners around the world. And subscribe to Simple English Talks so you get notified every time we post a new episode. It's completely free.
We are so grateful for every single one of you. Whether you've been with us since day one or this is your very first episode, thank you. You make this show worth making. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and remember, every small step adds up to something big. You're doing better than you think.
That's so true. Be kind to yourself. Language learning takes time and patience, and you're already doing the hard part by showing up and learning. We believe in you.
All right, everyone, that's it for today. This has been Simple English Talks with Leah Daily English. We'll see you next time.